Hello everyone, welcome back to Andrina's Creations. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create these Coffin treat boxes. You don't only have to make them for treats, you can also make them as a gift. You can add small gifts in here. I am going to be giving you 4 different versions, but I only created 3 today, but you'll do the same thing as we created for this one. You can create it for this one. So I'm going to show you what the different types are. So for version 1, the box is going to open just like this. Version 2 is going to be, this is still version 1, but you can do it as a shaker. So it's the same thing. It's going to open like this, but I'm going to provide how to do it as a shaker in the template. And for version 2, the box is not going, the lid is not going to fully open. It's going to open just like this. Okay, and then I also provide you on the pieces to make this one as a shaker as well. All right, guys, so I'm going to be showing you all the supplies and how to design, and let's get started. For your materials, you are going to need cardstock. I'll be using 100-pound cardstock, and this is the brand that I'll be using today, Cardstock Warehouse. You do not have to use this specific brand. You can get any other brand of your choice. I do like solid core. I do not like white core cardstock. White core means when you fold your cardstock, you can see white around it, and I do not like that. So again, depending on the design that you're going to be doing, that is the color cardstock you are going to be using. I am going to be using the color black, and it's going to be 100 pounds. You can use 65 pounds, but I like using 100 pounds because I do not like my stuff to be flimsy. And this is going to be 12 by 12 cardstock. If you only have 8 by 11 cardstock, you're going to resize your template to a smaller box. I'm going to be using white color cardstock to print out my images. You do not need to use white cardstock. You can use photo paper, any other glossy paper that you want, or even matte photo paper. Depending on the printer that you are going to be using, make sure that your printer allows the paper that you want to use. If you're using glossy paper, make sure it's compatible either with inkjet or laser. I have an inkjet printer. If you want to make your items 3D with layers, you are going to need foam tape. I got this foam tape from Dollar Tree, but you can get it anywhere else. If you want to make them as a shaker, you are going to need double-sided tape. This is the brand that I like to use, and you can find this on Amazon. I'll also have my link down below for my Amazon affiliate link. You can use any double-sided tape of your choice, but this is the one that I highly recommend. If you're doing the shaker one, you do need acetate sheets. This is 0.5. You can use 0.3. The 0.3 and the 0.5 just means the thickness. So 0.5 will be thicker than the 0.3. You can use any brand of acetate sheets, but again, I get mine from Amazon. Again, if you're doing the shaker, you are going to need your shaker parts. You can find any shakers at Dollar Tree, Walmart, Party City, Tuesday Morning, Amazon, any crafts or Joann's, Michaels, wherever you want. And these are the shakers, and you can also use C beads inside. Now, if I missed anything, I will tell you along the video, but as of now, this is what you're going to need. Oh, and to glue your cardstock, you're going to use any glue of your choice, but if you don't know, I do have my own brand of glue. It's AK Craft Glue. I should be having it in stock very soon.
All right, I'm going to be using Silhouette Business Edition. You can use Silhouette Business Edition without owning a cutting machine. If you do not have a cutting machine, you're going to have to cut this out by hand. Now, I highly recommend Silhouette Business Edition, but you could still download the free version, which is Silhouette Basic Edition, and you can download it for free. Check my description box down below because I have all the links on how to download the Silhouette Basic Edition for free, and also I am going to be leaving my affiliate link from Swing Design if you do want to upgrade to Business Edition. Again, I highly recommend Business Edition because you are able to use all the icons, and I have version 4.4. You are going to purchase my template on andrinascreations.com. The link for the template is also down below as well. Now the template is going to come in two different versions, version 1 and version 2. So version 1 is the one that you can completely take the lid off, and version 2 is the one that you are going to just take the lid off, but it's going to slide on to one side. It's not going to fully come off. I am providing the both templates for Silhouette and Cricut. I do not use Cricut, guys, so I'm sorry I cannot do this tutorial in Cricut, but if you are a Cricut user and want to purchase the template, this template does come with the Cricut version. If you are using Cricut, any template that you bring into Cricut is going to come in a different size. The way that you bring in my templates into Cricut, you first have to purchase the template. Then you're going to extract and download the template into your computer or laptop. Once you do that, you're going to open up Cricut Design Space. You are going to go to upload, and then you're going to upload the image. You cannot double click the SVG and think that it's going to automatically open into Cricut, because it's not. You need to first open up Design Space, then go to upload and upload it into Cricut. I do have a different link down below on how to bring in Andrina's Kreations template, which is myself, into Cricut. Okay, now because I know that Cricut brings in different size templates, so I am going to be giving you the measurements that you are going to type. Now my template is going to be grouped, and it's also going to be grouped once you bring it into Cricut. Do not ungroup it, and once you bring in the template into Cricut, you are going to type 44.881 into your width, and then automatically on your height should be 26.839. Again, you're going to go to upload image, you're going to go to browse, and you are going to look for wherever you saved your template. And you're going to click on the SVG one, click on open, then you are going to click on upload, click on it and click add to canvas. So your lock should be locked, and then on the width you are going to type 44.881, and then your height is going to be 26.839, and as you can see, it's going to be the same thing. So if I go to Cricut now and then I right click and ungroup it, all your pieces should be the same exact size of the pieces that the template is supposed to be. All right, now again, the width is going to be for the entire template 44.881, and the height is going to be 26.839. that is for version 1. For version 2, the width is going to be 47.363, and the height is going to be 28.437. Now roughly this box, if you leave the template like this, roughly the box is going to be around 8.5 by 5. If you do not want your treat boxes to be that big, again, you're going to select your entire template, right click and group everything together. Once it's grouped, you are going to drag it from the corner. Make sure that your lock is locked, and you're going to drag it from the corner to make your boxes smaller. Okay, and as of now, if you leave it the size that I gave you, it will fit in a 12 by 12 cardstock, but you can make them smaller, and you can also make it bigger if you do rotate these pieces to fit better in the 12 by 12. Now, before you resize it, please go ahead and put the measurements that I first gave you, and then you go size it from there. Do not forget that step. I am going to be giving you the measurements again. For version 1 is going to be 44.881 in width, and in height is going to be 26.839. For version 2 is going to be 47.363, and in height is going to be 28.437. 28.437. Now the same steps go for silhouettes. If you do not want your boxes to end up 8.5 by 5, you can go ahead and while your template is completely grouped, you are going to grab one of the corners and size it smaller, okay? And how do you know what size it is? Once you size it smaller, once you right click and ungroup the entire template. This one right here, which is the pink one, if you click on it right now, the box is 5 by 2. So that's how small I did it, but I do not want it to be that small, so we're gonna go back to the original measurements. This is the undo button right here. The undo is the backwards arrow. Now let me explain my template really quick. So for version 1, the blue pieces are the lid, and the green pieces is what covers the lid. The pink pieces are the main box, and this is what covers the box. These pieces down here, which is the orange and the gray, is if by any chance you want to make this box a shaker box, a shaker lid. So these pieces, if you have watched my prior shaker tutorials, I have a whole bunch of videos. I like to make my shakers with cardstock, not with foam tape, but you can go any route of your choice, which I will explain that more into the video. This piece, you're going to be gluing it on top of here, and then this piece is where you're going to add your image that's going to go inside of here so you can see it through the shaker. And this is the piece that you're going to cut out of acetate sheet, which is the clear piece that's going to go on top of here or in between here, which I will do one shaker. I'm gonna do 3 different boxes. Okay, so like I said, this box, this blue part are the lid, and this is the box. Now for version 2 is the same thing. The blue is for the lid, the pink is for the main box, the purple covers the pink box, and the green is the images that you're going to cover the blue, and these are for your shaker parts. You are going to decide what size cardstock you are going to be using depending on the size that you want your box to be. If you go on your right, which is the first paper or the first icon, looks like a piece of paper, that is your page setup. Here where it says media size, I have it on 12 by 12 because that is the size cardstock I'll be using. If you only have 8 by 11 cardstock, you're going to click on media size and change it to 8 by 11. Now because you are going to be using 8 by 11, you're going to have to size down your template smaller. I am going to be using 12 by 12 cardstock, so I'm not going to make my template smaller. If you do not know the names of your icons, you are going to put your mouse over each icon and it's going to tell you the name of the icons. As you can see here, you can see my mat that looks white, but some people have their transparency on 0 so they can see the grid. I have mine on, some people have theirs on all the way to 100. I have mine on 0 so I could see the white paper. But if you are one of those that like to see the grid, go ahead and put your transparency on 100. All right, so you are going to place your pieces into here that you are going to cut. You're going to decide the color cardstock of your choice. I'm going to just be cutting them out of black, so I'll put my pieces here, which only 2 of those gonna fit there with one of this. Then once you are ready to go ahead and cut, all you gotta click here is the send tab on your top right corner, and then you are going to select the machine that you're going to using. I say select machine because I do own 3 Cameo machines, and I am going to be going up to blade of 6. I'm going to go up force 28, speed of 4, and 2 passes. The reason why I'm doing 2 passes is because I am going to be using 100-pound cardstock. Once I cut that out, then I'm going to put these pieces back right here. I need to cut this other piece, and I am going to be cutting this. Go ahead and send that to cut. Then once you cut that out, and I need another one and these 2 pieces. All right, same thing if you're using 8 by 11 cardstock. Once you cut all that out, you are going to decide if you want to use pattern cardstock. Pattern cardstock means that the cardstock already came designed for you and you don't have to design it at all. These are the pieces that you're going to be cutting out of your own design or pattern cards, like the purple and the green. And this, if you're doing shaker, it will be this piece of orange. The same thing I'm explaining here is the same thing you're going to do with version 2 of the coffin. Now, if you are going to be designing your own, I am going to be using Creative Fabrica today. Now, because I am going to be using Creative Fabrica has emailed me and let me know that they have put some wonderful things together for you guys. Always, I am affiliated with them. I do have to say that I am affiliated with Creative Fabrica. They have sent me an email telling me that they are going to be giving you all access for $1 if you do sign up today. Again, check my affiliate link down below. Once you click on that link, it's going to direct you right here to this site. So it is called Creative Fabrica. I have talked about them before, that I have used their images before in some of my tutorials. Again, now if you click on this link, it's going to direct you here. You're going to have all access for $1 for the first month. Isn't that great? So you get one full access for just $1. You get access to all resources, no limit, and commercial use is allowed on all the resources. Now after this month, if you do purchase today, when it's going to renew for the next month, it's only going to renew for $19, guys. So you're basically almost getting 30% off of the actual price. Remember that it's not going to renew for the original price. It's going to renew for $19. And there's so many great things about Creative Fabrica. So the number one thing is you're gonna get access to all designs that you can think of. Now you do not need to pay for the subscription. I'm just letting you know that they have put all these things together for you guys. But you can easily just purchase item one by one. But again, guys, you're gonna get everything you want for the first month for $1. Don't forget that. All right. So you get access to all designs that you can think of. You get over 1 million usable design resources. You get over 300,000 high quality print on demand assets and more. Listen guys, just go ahead over there, and the great thing is that you do get fully commercial license as well. So right here it says fully free to use these files commercially, meaning whatever you do with them, you can sell your items with these images. The license is valid worldwide. All right. And you want to know the best part about it is that you can cancel at any time, no obligations. So let's say that you didn't want to continue after you pay this $1, and before it renews next month, that you do not want to pay the $19, guys, you can always cancel at any time, and you still have access to use the images that you did purchase, because at the end of the day you did purchase them. All right, so don't forget guys to always check down below and click on that link to get directed to this page right here, and is going to be all access for $1. All right, so because I am going to be using those images, I am gonna go ahead and purchase it myself as well, because I can't skip this good deal. So all you have to do is try all access now for just $1. All right, as you can see that you are only going to pay $1. You can use PayPal. Okay, now once you purchase your subscription, now you are going to go to the search bar in Creative Fabrica, and I'm just gonna type Halloween, and we are going to look for cute Halloween stuff to order, or to purchase, not order. So I'm just gonna type Halloween, and let's check. Now we get all, you see how the check mark is on it? Guys, you could get the entire collection of Halloween if you wanted to for $1. I mean, and like I told you guys before, if you don't want to renew it for $19, and again, you can renew it for $19, but I don't know if I showed you guys the original price. Okay, so the original all access is $29 a month, but again, You're gonna get it off almost 30% off. If you click on the link down below, it's gonna be $19 a month. So they do have different subscriptions. They have the all crafts, they have the all access, they have the all fonts and graphics. The all access again will be $29 a month, but again, if you do click on the link down below, you will get it for $19 a month when it does renew. So if you did purchase today, you don't have to worry about renewing to the date exactly that you purchased. So it's not going to renew like on the 1st. It's going to renew exactly to the month. All right, so let me go back. As you can see that once you purchase your subscription, you're gonna see that is all checked, meaning like if I want this, I can get it. Right? The original price of this was $5. So we're going to start adding up everything that we added to the cart. So I'm actually going to add this to the cart. All right, so here you see everything I added that I thought I could use for this Halloween. They're also going to give you suggestions what's popular this week. Oh, did I guys tell you that they also give freebies every single day? They sometimes give you free images, free fonts. I mean, don't forget to even subscribe to them and log in and make an account. Even if you don't want to get the subscription, guys, go ahead and still do an account. Like I said, you can easily buy them one by one. You do not need a subscription, but look at all this Halloween stuff I got. So if I will buy this all individually one by one, it will be $64.25. I mean, this is just me. I love images. If you follow me for a long time now, you already know I like designing a whole bunch of party favors. So if I will be buying this, I will be spending $64, but I am going to go ahead and log into my account. Logged in now, guys. Don't do the mistake of go ahead and proceed to checkout, because you do not need to buy them individually because you already got the subscription. So all you had to do is you're going to go ahead and click on the one that you want, and you're going to go and download it. Now, the reason why I put everything in the cart was so I can show you guys how much it will be if I bought everything individually. But if I go back to look for Halloween stuff and click on enter, and you see how everything has already a check mark. So all I gotta do is click on the one I want and download. Once I download that one, I click on another one that I want and download. And you don't have to, there's not going to be a cart option. The reason why I had a cart option was because I logged out, so you're able to see how much it was going to be everything individually. So I could just click on something and download it. And again, I know I keep saying this, but you could purchase all this for $1. All right, enough with that said. Go ahead and download everything that you want to download, and don't forget that you're going to have to download. I highly recommend doing a separate folder. You can name it Creative Fabrica folder or Halloween folder or Christmas folder, depending on what you are downloading. Make a folder so you know exactly where it's going. And I'm actually going to just download one so you're able to see it. So I'm going to click on it, download. It's going to start the downloading process. And don't forget to leave review, guys, as well. All right. So I'm going to click on open file. Then you're going to have to extract it, because remember, it comes with a lot of stuff inside of one file. As you can see, it has all this. I'm going to click extract all. I'm going to browse, and I am actually going to put it in my Halloween folder and click select folder and extract. So it's actually extracted inside of my Halloween folder. I'm gonna go ahead and do this with all the folders that I want, and I'll be right back to start designing. Once you are done downloading and extracting all your files, the way you are going to bring them into Silhouette is you're going to go to File, you're going to go to Merge, and you are going to look for the folder that you save your items in, and you're going to select each image and each background that you want to bring into Silhouette. Alright, remember, after you cut out all your main template, this is the one that's going, the purple ones is the one that's going to cover the inside of the box. One thing I recommend is if you are going to be using printable cardstock, like if you're going to print them out, I highly recommend for you to put it exactly how you want the images to go in there. And what I mean by that is, so you're going to grab the main shape, then you're going to put these pieces exactly where they go. So when you crop in the design, it's going to crop exactly how it's going to go inside of the box. So this is the image that I'm going to put in here. I'm going to actually right click and duplicate it because I'm going to put the same images on the top lid. And I'm going to right click and send it to the back. And I'm going to make sure everything fits in here. I'm going to click somewhere here on my screen, drag my mouse and make sure I'm selecting everything, all the rectangles, the inner shape plus my background. I'm going to go to the modify panel. It looks like a rectangle with a circle. Again, if you don't know the names of your icons, just go on it. So again, it's the modify panel and click on crop. So then all the rectangles is going to have this image inside. Now you are able to also type any information you want in here. Like let's say this was like for a party, you can put thank you for coming, thank you for having a great day with me, thank you for celebrating with me, anything like that. And you can also add an image inside. When you bring in stuff using version 4.4, you're going to see that it automatically has a red line on your PNG images. So I'm just going to click on my image, go to my outline icon, click on the color and click on the one that has like lines coming on the rectangle here, and I'm just going to take away that red outline. I'm going to place my image where I want it to be. And I wanted to pop a little bit more, so while my image is selected, I am going to go to the offset icon. It looks like a double star. I'm going to click on offset. Here you're going to play around with the distance of your choice. And let me go a little bit down. Then I'm going to go to the paint fill. It looks like a paint palette, and I'm going to click on the color white and click on no color for the outline color. And I'm going to leave this just like this. So this is actually ready to print. If you want to do a print and cut, you need to make sure you go back to the page setup, which is the first icon that looks like a paper. And you need to change your media size to 8x11 if that is the paper size that you're going to be using. I have a wide format printer, so I can print as big as 13x19. but I'm actually gonna print these out on 8 by 11. And then you have to just put all your images on your paper. All right, and you can fix them to make sure that more fit on the page. You have to group this one together to make sure this fits there. You can even rotate this so everything fits there. Okay, so that's how you're gonna be printing that one. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the top lid here. One thing I suggest is, I didn't do it with this one here, the inside of the box, but one thing I suggest is selecting everything, right click and duplicate this, right click and group it, and have it somewhere here on your screen, so when you go ahead and print all these out, you know exactly where all your pieces go. And now you're gonna go ahead and also print the inside of the lid. Now again, this is the inside of the lid, but I want to also do another image that's going to go on top of the lid. Now again, you do not need to cover the inside of your box and the inside of the lid. You do not need to do all those steps. I just feel like it gives it a more finishing touch, but you are going to design them however you would like. All right, so the same green pieces is for the inside and the outside of the lid. So I'm just going to right click and duplicate this one here so we could print those out. Let me just remove the image out of this one and add this background here. I'm gonna click here on my screen, select everything, and go to the modify panel and crop. As you can see, when I cropped this background in here, I'm missing a lot of the pumpkin pieces all around. So while I still have everything selected, I'm gonna go back to the fill panel. It looks like a paint palette, and you have 3 options here. So I'm gonna click on the 3rd option, and it's going to say advanced options. I'm gonna go all the way down where it says scale, and I'm going to scale it down. You see, when I'm scaling it down, look what's happening with the background inside. All right, once I like how everything looks, I'm just going to click somewhere else on my screen, and I'm going to leave it like that. Now you can also print out images already here on the lid, but I'm going to actually give this a 3D effect. And what I mean by 3D effect is I'm just going to print out some images, but before that I do have to size it. So I'm going to remove the red outline out of this. I probably want him in the middle. Now I'm actually going to be printing out these images, and I'm going to be gluing them on top, but I want to also add layers to these images. So what I'm going to do is add layers. So how you do that is you're going to click on the image, you're going to go to the offset panel, click on offset, and play around with the distance of your choice. Now the offsets, I highly recommend you coloring them the color cardstock that you want to cut them out of. And I'm actually going to cut that one black. And then I'm going to add 2 layers on him. Alright, so this is how the outside of this box is going to look, but when I go cut it, I'm going to cut out this image on its own. I'm going to cut this out of black cardstock, Then I'm gonna be cutting out the bat, and this out of white cardstock and this out of black cardstock. And I am going to be printing out these images here. Again, don't forget to right click and duplicate it, right click and group it together so you know exactly how everything goes. And all this you're going to print it out, and these you're going to be cutting it out of the color cardstock of your choice. Now for the version 1, you can also do a shaker. The same thing is going to go, you're going to design the inside and you're going to decide the inside of your lid if that's what you want. The only thing about this is that for the top of the box, you are not going to be putting your images on this piece here. You're going to be putting your images on this one. All right, again, don't forget, you're not going to be putting your images on the green part. You're going to actually add your image to the orange part, which you're just going to crop it in there the same way. And actually I'm going to be cutting out a shaker one, and I'm going to be using this pattern here. And then if you want the top layer of your shaker lid, you can actually add a background image. So if I go ahead and crop this in there, this is going to be all the way of the top of your shaker lid. Or you can just cut this out of metallic or glitter cardstock. You're going to decide however you want it. And don't forget, this gray part is for your acetate sheets. Now for your version 2, is going to be the same thing. You're going to add your images to your purple. You're going to add your images to your green. But if you want to do the shaker one, you will not add the image to this green one. You will add the image to this orange one, because this is the one that's going to be able to see it in here. All right, so as you can see, I already did all that, and I'm going to start printing everything out, and I'm going to cut it. Now if you are new to silhouettes, you might not know, like, hey Andrina, how do you even print stuff out? So the way that you're going to print anything out, you have two options. If you do own a cutting machine and you want the machine to cut it out for you, you're going to go first to your page icon. You're going to go to your third option, and you're going to turn on the registration marks, and where it says thickness, I'll bring mine all the way to a 1. You're going to add all your images there that you want your machine to print. That you want your printer to print, and then you want your machine to cut. How do you print? You're going to go here to your printer icon. You're going to click on print. You're going to select the printer of your choice. Then you're going to click on preferences and go from there. I like to print from, I'm going to be actually printing these out from my paper tray 1. So that's what I have here. I have the document size on 8x11 and the paper type on presentation paper matte. That is the settings that I like to print on. If by any chance you are using any other size of paper, you need to make sure right here, document size, you change it, because everything needs to match to the exact paper size. So the first one was on your paper icon right here, media size, then in your printer settings, and then on your printer. All those 3 places, your paper size should be matching. Once you do all this, I'm actually not going to be doing a print and cut for these, so I'm going to be just turning off the registration marks, and I'm just going to add all these images here, and I'm actually going to print these out, and I'm going to cut them out by hand. You can let your machine cut them, but when you turn on the registration marks, you see that once this red rectangle is here, everything has to say inside your red rectangle, and that's what your machine is going to cut. Everything that's outside of the red rectangle, you're going to have to manually cut that out. I just feel like I could fit more pieces, and these are really easy to cut out by hand. They're just rectangles, so I am going to be cutting these out by hand, but I am going to be doing a print and cut for these images here. And that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and over and print everything out and start cutting, and we're going to start assembling everything.
Okay, so here is version 1 first. I am going to do 3 different ones. So here is version 1 with all the images, everything printed, all the layers cut. Again, you do not need to do layers, but I just wanted to show you something different. Like, you can do everything 3D if you want. Y'all know 3D stuff is popular right now. So this is all the pieces for the main box, and this is all the pieces for the actual lid. And then here are all the printing stuff. So if you do not want to get confused and you by mistakenly erase the items from your computer, Once you cut everything out, you can kind of figure out where all the pieces are going to go once you assemble your box. So let's first assemble our box and our lid, and then we get to cutting the images. So you're going to grab one of your pieces and you're going to fold in your tab, and you're going to fold the bottom tabs down. And then each score mark you're going to fold in. Okay? So this is what you have. Now you are going to grab your coffin and you are going to put it exactly where it goes. So this is going to go here, and then you're going to glue them like this. I like to glue my tabs in the bottom. This is why I provided you with a different coffin to cover the tabs in the back. But if you want to glue your tabs on the top like this, then you're gonna put this coffin in the top. But I just find it easier to glue like this. All right, so you're going to add glue to your tabs. Making sure that all your corners is right in there. Okay, you need to make sure everything's aligned correctly. If not, it's not gonna come out right. The final results are not going to come out right. So making sure everything is there good. I do like to use a bone folder to press down even more. If you have watched my prior tutorials, you know I own a We Are Memory Keeper scoreboard and trimmer, and this bone folder came with that. Now you're going to grab your other piece and you're going to fold in your tabs and fold in. You're going to repeat the same steps. Now this one is going to go right here. You're going to put your tab in the inside. Or, okay, I'm gonna give you different options. You can add this tab in the inside if you're going to be covering the inside. If you do not want to cover the inside with the images, you can put the tabs on the outside and only cover the outside with your images. For the version 1, I'm actually not gonna be putting images on the outside, so I'm gonna be gluing my tab in the inside. Okay, so again, put glue on all your bottom tabs. Now I'm going to flip this upside down and I'm going to glue this piece on here so I can cover all those tabs. You can cut glitter cardstock or metallic cardstock to go in the back if that's the design you are going for. I'm just gonna leave it plain black. So your box is done, and now you are going to be doing the same thing we did for the main box. You're going to be doing the same thing for the lid. You're gonna glue all your pieces how they go. And now the lid is done and the box is done. Now you're going to start cutting out all the images from the inside. The reason why I'm not covering the outside of version 1 is because when you put the lid, you're actually not going to see the outside of the actual box. So I'm only going to be covering the inside. Okay, once you are done cutting out your images, put them exactly in the order that they're going to get glued so you get less confused. And start gluing the pieces exactly where they go. Once you are done gluing everything on the lid, now you're going to start adding foam tape to your images if you are doing them 3D. If not, just go ahead and glue your images to the top. And because this is only for tutorial purposes, if you have watched my other videos, I do like to cut everything 2 times so everything could be thicker. So for this image, I would have cut another piece of plain cardstock and glued it on the back. And for this offset, I would have cut another piece of the same thing and then glue them together so it could be thicker. But because this is just for a tutorial, I'm actually not doing anything with these. I just cut it 1 time. So again, the foam tape is in the back. And you're just going to line it up with your offset. So you see that layer there, and then add foam tape here. All right, now with the box, you cannot just go and try to put it in, because you're gonna be messaging me like, Andrina, your template's not working, what's going on? Okay, you first need to put in the top and bring it down. So top and bring it down. Okay, so the reason why I didn't cover box on the bottom box is because you're not going to be able to see it. All right, so here is version 1. And now I'm going to do the same box but in a shaker. Pieces, like I said, you are going to cut out how many ever pieces you want, and then you're gonna glue them together. This is what's gonna give the thickness for the shakers to be able to move. I am using 100-pound cardstock, so I just cut out 6 pieces. 3 fit in 1 sheet of 12 by 12, so I have 6 pieces here. I am gonna glue all of them together, but this is going to go on the top. Okay, so all these pieces are gonna get glued and they're gonna go on top of here. Then I am going to put double-sided tape. I'm going to put my shaker stuff in here. Then I'm going to put my acetate sheet, and then I'm going to glue this on top. If you would think this is too flimsy, you can actually leave one of this and glue it back here. Now I just cut 6 because again, this is just for tutorial purposes, but sometimes I cut out 9 and sometimes even more. So you're going to decide how thick you want this to be. Okay, so I glued 1 black back here, and there is 5 of these pieces here. Okay, so this is, like I said, gonna go right on top of here. And you need to put your image in here. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to put these pieces there first, hold it, and then see exactly where the image goes. Then I'm going to remove this hold this there, and then I'm going to put glue. I'm still holding it. When you glue this part, make sure you don't leave no openings because your shaker parts are gonna come out. If you do not want to use these pieces, right here is where you're gonna put foam tape. You're gonna use your foam tape. It could be thicker than this, and you're gonna put foam tape here. You could do 2 layers or foam tape so it can be thick so your shaker is smooth. Like I said, I'm not going the foam tape route. I am using the cardstock, and these pieces are in the template. Even if you are using foam tape, do not leave no openings because then all your shaker parts are going to come out. I added double-sided tape, and now I'm going to start adding my shakers. I always say add enough, like a lot. Don't be stingy. Again, because this is for tutorial purposes, I am not going to be putting a lot, because I'm actually not going to be doing these for anything. I might just give these out for the Halloween party, but I'm not going to be adding a lot, okay? Then you're going to remove your double-sided tape and add your acetate sheet. Make sure you press down really good so no pieces come out. I added more double-sided tape, and the reason why you had to add double-sided tape is because that is between the you adding it to the acetate. So if you use regular glue, it's not gonna get stuck, okay? So double-sided tape again, and then you're gonna put this on top. Right, this is what I mean. Like, I didn't add enough thickness, and that's why your shakers are not going to move a lot. All right, so I will definitely add more layers to be more thick. All right, because as you can see, it will get kind of stuck and not enough. Like, I will add at least 3 more. So remember, I only cut 6. I will go up to at least 9. All right. And remember, when you close them, you gotta go from the top and then slide it down. And this is version 1, but as a shaker. And now we're going to assemble version 2, but I'm not going to do it as a shaker. I'm just gonna do it regular. Okay, so this is version 2. Now it's going to be the same thing. So you're going to assemble your actual box, and then once you assemble the box, the lid is going to be a little bit different. All right, for the lid, you are going to decide if you want it to open to the right or you want it to open to the left. I want mine to open to the left. So with that being said, I am going to add, so you're gonna have 3 pieces, right? So if I want it to open to the left, I'm going to add this longer piece. You have 2 small ones and a longer one. I'm going to add the longer piece on my left. And the reason why I'm adding it to my left is because remember, I glue everything down like this. So when I glue it and I'm going to put the lid on, the big piece is actually going to be on the right. That makes sense. So just put your main piece here and decide which way do you want your lid to open. If you want it to open to the left, have the big piece, glue it to the left. If you want it to open to the right, glue your big piece on the right. All right. Now this other piece that has two of them, you're going to glue on the top. And for this lid, there's only going to be one tab. Glue your tab together. Now this piece don't have no tabs, no nothing, and you're going to glue this piece right here. Once you glue that piece, you are going to glue this piece on top to cover up all the tabs. Alright, so once you have the top part and all that, now you're going to be, okay, first, so don't get confused. Put the lid on. See, you're going to put the lid on. And this flap, you are going to line it up and you're going to glue it here. Okay? Making sure that it's right at the score mark and glue it there. Okay, so put some glue and glue it right here. You can slowly open the lid while holding that tab and folding the lid back so you're able to hold it there and lay it flat, and then go with something and then rub so everything gets adhered. Let everything dry very good. Once you let everything dry, this is how it's looking. Now go ahead and add all the images that if you are adding images in the inside, and I remember I did the same from the inside. I'm gonna be gluing in the inside and the outside. I didn't do that in version 1, but I am going to decorate the outside because this lid does not cover the entire outside. All right, so I am going to go ahead and glue all the images from the inside and the outside. Alright, so this is how the box turned out. Now when you're about to close it, you just need to pull these out just a little bit, and then you are going to close it. Alright. Alright guys, here is the final result. So this one is version 1. This is version 1 but as a shaker. And this is version 2. I didn't do it as a shaker, but y'all could do it the same way I did the other shaker. So please comment down below which one is your favorite one out of all the 3 boxes. If you do recreate these boxes and you do purchase my template, feel free to join my Facebook group, Andrina's Creations Crafting Lounge. You do have to answer all 3 questions to get approved. Also, if you are new here and you are not subscribed, feel free to subscribe and click on the notification bell to get notified every time I upload new videos. Don't forget to please give me a big thumbs up. I will really appreciate it. Thank you again for all your continued support. And like I always tell you guys, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Bye bye guys.